Hi, I'm Ben and I'm the CTO from BIM Object, and in this video tutorial we'll be going through the ASSA ABLOY entrance systems range of products for the BIM system ArchiCAD. And in this particular video tutorial we'll be going through the swinging doors. The swinging doors are available for free of charge on bimobject.com and can be downloaded immediately. So what I'd like to do here is go through some different settings. So as you can see here on all of the abbreviations here, if you hold your cursor over the abbreviations, you get a full explanation of what they actually mean. We also have the minimums and maximums here. We have different finishes for the profiles. As you can see here, I've changed to the rail powder coat colors, and we have the three different finishes within the rail range, and then you can just simply click on the desired material. We also have the different mid-rails, so there's without mid-rail 70mm or 170mm mid-rail, which are also adjustable, which I'll show in a moment. We have different locking systems here. We have deep top rails and deep bottom rails. We have different glazing options here. Depending on which glazing option you choose, it gives you different settings for the type, as you can see here. In some cases they're limited to one, or they're also multiple choices. We also have the different operators that can be connected to these particular doors. So the different operators are actually built into these doors. We even have them as freestanding objects. I'll be going through those in another video tutorial. So you can see here we have different settings for the for 2D and 3D. So we have low level of details, the different materials, and the different pen settings. So if you have an office standard, you can apply these to these particular doors. Different materials for the high level of details. As you can see here, different pen options as well. The detail level for 2D is actually, there's different settings. So scale sensitive, if it's left to scale sensitive, it's actually the ArchiCAD window that drives the scales. And as you can see here, you can override these. Now if you override them, for example, set it to 1 to 10, it is always at 1 to 10 regardless of the ArchiCAD window scale. In the 3D window, it's actually not scale sensitive, so this is a manual setting that has to be changed, so you need to do it on an object level. So you select the object, a placed object, or you can change it before you place the object. We have the different wall contour settings, of course, and then finally we have the different links back to BIM Object and back to ASSA ABLOY Entrance System website as well for detailed information regarding the particular product that you place out. So the door that I placed out now is actually the balance door, and as you can see here, it has a very special opening style. So you can go ahead and in the 2D window see how it actually opens and closes here, as I'm demonstrating here. This is also available in the 3D window, of course. And if we just change over to the 3D window and zoom out here and have a look, and if we select the door here, we can just zoom around here and you can see that we have the opener here. And all of the hotspots in ArchiCAD that are purple in color, they are actually interactive or editable. So that means that we have a functionality. In this case, it's an opening functionality for the door connected to that particular hotspot. And again, as you can see here, you can see the very special opening type of this door in the 3D window as well. So if we go back and change it to another opener, actually that was a little bit difficult to see, so if we zoom around and I just change that back to the SW200 and change it. So what you'll see is the actual arm is different. So if we go and change that back and change that to the SW100, what you'll see is that the actual arm mechanism changes here. A very subtle difference, but it is a difference. So again, there's different types of opening systems that can be connected or that are connected to these particular doors depending on which one you choose. So as I mentioned earlier, this door is scale sensitive, so if I change the ArchiCAD scale here to 50, we get a little bit more detail, and 1 to 10 we get a full level of detail, as you can see here. So it makes it very quick and easy to do detail drawings. And it's the same functionality in the section and in the elevation window as well. So if we change that to 1 to 100, and you see that we have a rather simple model here, so at an early design phase, and then 1 to 50 once you start getting up into later on in the design phase, and then 1 to 10 for construction documentation, as you can see here, with a full level of detail. And it's very simple to simply just put some measurements and do some nice detailing for that particular door, or for all of the products. So if we go on to the next one here, again we have the same settings as we found in the first balance door. So this is a double balance door, and we have the different mid-rail settings, we have the different glass settings here, we also have the different profile finishes and the opening systems as well. So as you can see here, now this is a double door, so you see that we have a larger opener here that's attached to that particular door. It's made for double doors. Again, we have the opening functionality, so this is very important to make sure that there's no interference and that it works for accessibility purposes. And the mid-rail can be moved vertically. As you can see, this is symmetrical, so if you move on one of the panes, the other pane will follow, as you can see here. We can also move this out, so this is actually on the outer face of the wall, so we can change the reveal setting here, so we can move it out or move it in, as you can see here. Now that's all the way out. On the opposite reference side, and if we go ahead and mark that again and select that and just change that to 200, so we can see that it's sitting on the wall here. It's actually door mounted at the moment. There are different mounting solutions. There's wall and door mounted. So if we move on and have a look at the screen here. So this is a side screen. So this is a freestanding object. And it's also incorporated into the doors, which we'll see in a moment. Again, we have all of the functionality that you find in the doors, and we can just set that next to the door here, and have a look at that in the 3D window. Now that's sitting out a little bit too far, so what we need to do is actually change the reveal to 200, the same as the door, and that should sit in nicely there. The mid-rail is also adjustable here in the 3D window, so we can just grab that little hotspot and snap it down to that one, so it's matching up nicely there. And that also updated in the 2D window. So as you can see here, that particular side screen that I just worked with, we have an oversize left and right alternative, which I'll show just in a moment. We have the different options here, the outswing rebate, inswing, and then the oversize left and right. And you can see the different settings, the different maximums and minimums for the side screens. So this is the side screens are actually incorporated into this particular product. As we can see here. And we have the different opening systems here, so the SW100, the power swing, and then the inside or the outside reveal, and then the power swing 2-pull, as you can see here. So we have double openers here for this particular door, so an opening system driving each door. And we can have that on the opposite side. As you can see here, we have that as a push now, so it changed automatically because we changed it to another option. Again, the opening and closing functionality is available in these products as well, both in the 2D and the 3D window. So you can see here, this is more of a normal opening door. If you compare it to the other door that we had a look at, it had a little bit of a special opening system. This one is more of a normal opening system, as you can see here. So the door pivots around its own axis. These are also intercombinable, so we can have a left-hand side or a right-hand side. We can also have them asymmetrical, so they're independent from each other. So at this stage the doors are symmetrical, but we can change that. So we can change this to 300 and that updates accordingly. So the side screens, again, they can be set asymmetrically or symmetrically. So if we change that to 1500 and we go back and put one on the left hand side, as you can see here, we can click the symmetrical functionality away and change that to 300, and we have a little side screen at 300 millimeters there. So there are a lot of design alternatives, a lot of different options that you can use for these particular swinging doors. Again, these are all totally free of charge, available from bimobject.com or from ASSA ABLOY Entrance Systems, or from directly within the BIM systems ArchiCAD and Revit via the BIM Object app, which is also free of charge, downloadable from bimobject.com. So if we move on to the next door here, and the next swinging system, and have a look at the next opening system here. So what you'll find now, the difference between the one that I placed earlier and this one is this is actually wall mounted. So this is not mounted to the door. So as you can see here now that this is a wall mounted opening system, and the other one is actually, it's called a beam mounted system. So it's actually installed in a beam which is incorporated into the door system, as you can see here. The openers are the same, it's just that they are, the difference is that one is beam mounted into the door, it's incorporated into the door, and this one is actually mounted onto the wall. As you can see here, the swing wall mounted and the swing beam mounted. So if we select that and go and have a look at the different level of details here, so the wall contour lines can be changed again. If you have an office standard, these can be applied to the doors. The different line types or colors for the 3D representations can also be changed interactively. These of course can be set before the door is placed out, or the door system is placed out into the wall as well. Symbol pens for sections and elevations are also customizable. For a high level of detail, we can change all of the settings here for the different component materials that are included, the different cavity closures, and finally all of the descriptions and links back to ASSA ABLOY Entrance Systems and bimobject.com. We can override the model views, so all of the standard settings that you would find in a standard ArchiCAD door are also available in the BSUM door systems, which you can see here. Let's go ahead and change all of those. As you can see here, we can change the line type colors. And another thing that we're generating in the background as you're placing out the doors is a full component list of all of these products that have been placed as well. Which you'll find by simply double clicking on the BSUM components, which you'll get in your listing functionality when you download the objects from bimobject.com. As you can see here, we're showing a full list of components and products that have been placed on an article number level, as you can see here. So again, all of these products are available via bimobject.com, totally free of charge, or via ASSA ABLOY Entrance Systems, or directly accessible from within both ArchiCAD and Revit via the ASSA ABLOY brand button here, and you gain access directly to the sliders and the swingers here. So thank you for your time, and we'll see you next time.